Yo, what's going on, Internet? Another video coming from the Washington Football Report. This is JD. Let's dive right into this. So I'm listening to this video, and they're talking about like trading up for Justin Fields. I thought I'd just take like this time and actually just kind of give my opinion on all the rookie, the draft prospects. Okay, let's go right down the list of draft prospects. Now we're not gonna get some of these, so some of this is just me flapping my gums, but I still want to go over all of them, so I make my opinions clear on all of them. Trevor Lawrence is the first one on the board. He's going to go first overall. That's at least the plan. Things could change, but he's the best. He's the first overall pick. If Washington could get him right now, would I take him? Absolutely. He is a fantastic quarterback. He's played for 3 years. He did well as a rookie. He did well his second year. He did well his third year. He's a fantastic quarterback. Washington would be absolutely lucky to have him. Will we have a chance at him? Probably not. Okay. He does everything. He runs, he can pass, he's mobile. He's not like a running quarterback, but he can run. He is athletic. He is definitely got all the pieces. He's got all the, just check the box. Can he throw the deep ball? Is he accurate? Just check the boxes. Okay? So he's definitely a bona fide starter or starting option in the NFL, whatever you want to call it. But Washington will never have a chance at him unless Jacksonville does not want him for whatever reason they come up with. Maybe they don't like him, maybe they don't like his hair, whatever the case may be. So that's a quarterback that I think would be good, and I think Washington, it would be great if Washington get him, but we'd have to trade so much to get him. And at the end of the day, it's still technically, I think it's a low risk because I think he's that good, but it's still technically a risk because you never know when you draft somebody what they're going to be. They could be amazing in college and suck in the pros. Washington has had that happened to us a numerous amount of times, so we know that firsthand. So that's why he's a good one, but not someone I think will be in the burgundy and gold ever anytime soon, and he won't be drafted by burgundy and gold. The next one is I'll just go Justin Fields. Now this one, there's rumors that Washington's going to trade up for him. I know this is going to be very, I don't want to say stereotypical, but it's just going to be very generalized. I don't trust quarterbacks from Ohio State for numerous reasons. One, the last one that Washington drafted from Ohio State was Dwayne Haskins, how do you go from 50 touchdowns in college and you can't read a defense in the pros and you're that bad? It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it makes sense now when you know the reason why he's able to put up 55 touchdowns in a season. It's because he's surrounded by extremely good talent. Okay, the receivers in Washington or in Ohio are always top tier. The best two quarterbacks in the history of that college team are Torrey Smith and Terrell Pryor, and both of them were receivers in the pros. Their numbers get inflated when you play at Ohio State. Your numbers get inflated as a quarterback. You always have good receivers. You always have solid tight ends. You always have a solid running game. Okay, so you always have those things around you that inflate your numbers. Okay, now Justin Fields could very well be break the curve. He could break the curve, and he can be the outlier from the rest. Is he that? Me, I personally don't think so. I think he only started 1 year. Okay, I want to say that Haskins only started 1 year. Okay, this is the same thing. We're just repeating the same process. I personally don't want Justin Fields on our team. I think he can go to the Jets and play for the Jets and build them up, but I don't want a quarterback that I have to cross my fingers and hope he's good. I want a quarterback I think I'm much more confident in. And the next one I'm going to go over here, I'm much more confident in. But I'm going to say this for a couple seconds. Your school matters to me. And the reason why your school matters is because some programs develop quarterbacks. Okay? They develop quarterbacks and make them better. Some places just put a lot of talent around mediocre quarterbacks. It makes them better. I'm going to go over Mac Jones in a little bit. Mac Jones is a very prime example of this. Okay? Some quarterbacks just have a lot of talent in college, and they get the pros, and they're not able to play the same way. Okay? And also sometimes it's the system. Sometimes the system helps you look good in college. Okay? Rather than in the pros. Sometimes the system just really fits your style. Look at RG3. As much as I loved RG3, he was a system quarterback. He got in the pros, and they had to create an offense that had like a half field read and two defender reads and read options. very few pro offenses had that stuff. Now, it innovated the game. It was useful. But then when it came down to him having to actually read the defense, he just couldn't do it because they were creating plays where he didn't have to like look at numerous different things. He just had to look at one defender, make a choice though here or here. So those things matter when it comes to football, and you can't just plug a quarterback in to any system and they're going to be good. Not every quarterback can do that. And so there's a lot of things that make up why a quarterback was good in college, and one of them is one, the talent around you, and two, system. That's like Oklahoma. If there's a quarterback coming out of Oklahoma, I'll take him any day of the week, twice on Sunday. The last three quarterbacks come out of Oklahoma have been really good quarterbacks. And I can go back one more. Sam Bradford was a good quarterback. You can say what you want. He got injured a lot, but he was a solid quarterback. He was an efficient quarterback. Okay? You can say what you want about that. You really can. But he got injured a lot. I'll give you that. But he was an efficient quarterback, to say the very least about the guy. You have Baker Mayfield, you have Kyler Murray, you have Jalen Hurts. So those are the three quarterbacks that have come out of Oklahoma, and they're probably going to have another one come out pretty soon that's going to be good too. They produce quarterbacks. They produce really good quarterbacks there. Honestly, let me rephrase this: a lot of Big 12 schools produce a lot of good quarterbacks. Look at you have Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the league. He came from the Big 12. There's more out there, but I'm not getting into that. What I'm getting at with that is with Justin Fields. I look at those things. He had good talent. He has I'm pretty sure has the first and second round receivers. He has at least three of them on this team. Okay, so he has 3 first and second round receivers on this team that are going to go, easily go first, second round. So his ability has been inflated. He has a great offensive line. It's a school that always has the best talent. Whenever someone comes from a school with lesser talent, I seem to perk my ears up more. And that's why the next option I think is actually the one I like the most personally is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson played for a school that had lesser talent than everyone else, and he still put up gaudy numbers. He can run, he can pass, he can do everything. He's a very good quarterback. He's a very good player. And I believe that's the person I believe in. Whenever you put up those kind of numbers and you're not playing with the best talent, that speaks more volumes to me than playing with the best talent and putting up good numbers. Okay? If you look at, I wish I had their numbers in front of me. I compare the numbers. But Zach Wilson, to me, and I said it here, you'll hear it here first, is the next Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was the most best quarterback coming out of the draft. The year he came out, and he was a franchise quarterback the second he walked on a football field. Okay, now that says a lot about Zach Wilson, but Zach Wilson, I believe wholeheartedly, that's what he is. That's what he's going to be. That's what he's going to be. That's the level at which he's going to play at, and whoever drafts is going to be one lucky son of a gun. I wish Washington would trade up for him rather than Justin Fields, but that's just me. So let me switch this real quick. There we go. And the fourth option that everyone keeps talking about, and I can't stand this option. Okay, if we want to play Taylor Heineke for a year and let him develop, sure, but I do not like Trey Lance. I don't like Trey Lance. This guy is being overblown for some odd reason. I know he looks talented. I know he looks fast. Okay, listen, he's playing at North Dakota State University. He's not playing high-end talent. Okay, he's not playing high-end talent. Could he develop into something better? Sure, but he's not very accurate. I just don't think he's that good a player. I think he's playing against low-grade talent, and if he played at a higher level, he'd be middle of the tier pack player. Okay, and let's just look at the last quarterback that came from North Dakota State University, Carson Wentz. Now, some of you may say Carson Wentz is really good. No, Carson Wentz was on a very good team. The Eagles were not very good when they first drafted Carson Wentz. He wasn't good his rookie year or his sophomore year. It's whenever they had the best defensive line, the best offensive line, the best tight end duo was Zach Ertz and what was the quarterback before that? Selleck, maybe? Brent Selleck. And one of the best defenses and one of the best, and the coach was, that year, I think was coach of the year. He had to have a loaded team around him before he actually started being very good. And then Nick Foles took over that team and did better than him. There's a reason why they did better when Nick Foles took over. Because Nick Foles was a better quarterback. Carson Wentz was just inflated by a very good coach, a very good team. And if we're looking at this macroly, okay, North Dakota State, they don't produce a lot of quarterbacks for a reason. Okay? They don't. There's a reason why they don't. The speed's different. Okay? Now, Trey Lance, could he be drafted and sit for a couple years? Sure. If that's the plan, absolutely. I have no issue with that. If we sign Taylor Heineke and Ron's confident Heineke can run the offense for a year while Trey Lance is developed, sure. And we keep Alex Smith is kept on as like a backup, sure, whatever. And to educate the young guy on how to play the game or whatever, absolutely. That's fine. Let's do that. That would not be a horrible option if you're going to go Trey Lance. But to start right from day one, no. The other three I mentioned are supposed to start from day one. Trey Lance, if you start him day one, he's going to be a bust. He's going to be just like Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick was good for a year and a half, and then teams figured him out, and then he became nothing. He was very bad. He had gaudy numbers. He just wasn't very good. Okay. Another quarterback that's in the draft that people keep talking about is Mac Jones, and apparently we're like the favorite to draft him. Listen, Mac Jones had a great great year at Alabama, okay, but Alabama has 3 first-round receivers. I'd look good throwing to those guys. Okay, a lot of those guys are very athletic. They're jump ball. They can go up and get it. Now maybe he is good, and maybe they're a product of him. But I don't think that. I don't think he's that good. He's not mobile. You need a mobile quarterback in the league nowadays. I just don't think he's that guy. He may come in and he could probably start right away. But what are you getting? Are you getting an average quarterback that does okay? And is that all run once? Or do you want a quarterback that, if we have to get in a shootout, he can get in the shootout and win it? I'd rather get a quarterback that has some edge to him. Okay, Mac Jones is your prototypical size quarterback, height, decent arm strength, had good college numbers, but like I said, he played for an inflated college team, and I think that's going to factor into like his ability. I think it's going to factor into a lot of things. I think the fact that he played for Alabama, people were giving him a lot more look than they need, but the fact that he, who he played with needs to be a bigger factor than it's going to be. Okay, so there's a couple other quarterbacks out there. I don't really know enough about them to really give an honest opinion. Kyle Trask, I think that's his name. He played for Florida. Apparently he's up there. I don't know. I honestly don't. I still have given my opinion on what the Washington should do at quarterback. If you want to see that, go back to some other videos. But I just heard that and I want to comment on it. So don't want to bore you anymore. Thank you for watching. This is Redskins Rant. This is the Washington Football Report. This is JD. Hail to the Redskins and see you.